Hey everyone, this is Kim with Heartmark, and today I'm going to revisit a topic that's so important, and I've mentioned it before, but it's really our voice and the different voices that we use in different situations. Now, there's no right or wrong. This is just really a sense of awareness, so you can get a sense of the voice that you're using, but also the voice of the recipient, the person on the other line. So you can really come to an understanding about maybe what they're going through, and then kind of help direct and kind of guide the conversation in a really productive way. It's my puppy Nellie. I'm scratching. Sorry about that. Okay, so the first one is our child voice. Then we're going to move into our parenting voice. And last but not least, it's our adult voice. All right, so our child voice, what is it? Our child voice is that fun inner child voice that often comes out, in a playful way. This can be, wrestling around with your kids or playing at the playground. It could be, if you're a teacher, interacting with your students in a fun way. It can be, playing with a spouse and, that playful energy that comes to the surface of really fun and healthy relationships. So a child voice is absolutely beautiful. Everything has a light side, it has a dark side. The child voice also can be that little inner child we cause a little tantrum, we don't get our way, we have a hard time communicating what our needs are, throwing a little fit, slamming things around, using pretty strong negative nonverbal communication. We would categorize that in our child voice. So of course it has a place and a time. It's that, sometimes it doesn't have that filter that we would think of as kind of an adult voice, but has a filter. We're mindful of who our audience is. We're able to kind of communicate. So child voice. A parenting voice is also loving, fun, giving a lot of guidance. Your parenting voice is more of a directive. It kind of has more of a win-lose mentality. So when we're using our parent voice, oftentimes we're giving directives. Sometimes this is necessary in parenting. Obviously, if we are teaching our children something explicitly, if we are seeing that there's danger, you give a directive. You're not just going to ask them to please get out of the street if a car is coming. You need to use that parent voice, and it needs to come out. Absolutely necessary. Where the parenting voice, I think, can actually be damaging is when you're talking to another adult. Adults don't want to be told what to do, especially depending on the tone. So, the parenting voice can really be dangerous if you're constantly telling your spouse what to do. And a way to really navigate around this and to play around with it, if you find yourself doing that a lot, is actually coming with a sense of curiosity, asking why, not just saying what are you doing? Come from a place of curiosity. Hey, honey, what's your thinking behind this, whatever it might be. It's really just shifting your language and shifting your tone. And anytime you come from a place of curiosity, the person on the other end doesn't get defensive. There's nothing to be defensive about. You're not get stuck in this fight or flight mentality where, then we have an argument that's stirring and now the evening is stressful and there's all these other things at play. So parenting voice really has more of its kind of time and place. So just be mindful of that. If you tend to use that kind of a tone with your spouse, just be aware and see what you can do to shift that. And I've mentioned coming out of a place of curiosity, but another thing to add on to that is wanting a positive resolution and outcome. There is always a win-win in any situation. If there's a problem, there's a solution, and there is a solution that is going to be beneficial for everyone involved. Okay? It doesn't need to have this fight, win-lose kind of fight vibe behind it. It really doesn't. And I guarantee you that. When we get into our adult voice, now that's really the voice of reason. And just because we're calling it an adult voice, children use this voice all the time. And the more and more we model for them, the more and more we'll see them use really their problem-solving skills, coming to a sense of reason, coming to a place of understanding, asking a lot of questions, being able to really verbalize your needs with the other person's kind of feelings at play. So just a little something for you to think about when you're having conversations today and moving forward. just be thinking, just be aware about what your tone is, what voice you're using, and the voice of the other person. And whether or not they want to hear this, maybe just by modeling it and shifting your tone, maybe if you're stuck in that parent voice with your spouse at the end of the day, really try shifting that and just see how maybe it opens up the doors of communication and really helps you both move forward in a very productive manner. So I hope this finds you well. I hope you're having a beautiful evening. All my very best. Be careful with your words. Be mindful of your words.